Well, here we are for our weekly update. We're getting further and further every week, even though it probably doesn't feel like it to me. Probably doesn't look like it to you either. But anyway, I've got most of the tapes, reinforcing tapes on the stringers. I've still got this one to go. Yeah, I couldn't do it because I was still working in this area. This is where the lower wing attaches to the fuselage. Yeah, it looks sort of reasonable. They're sort of straight. I've got 1.5-inch tapes, which are these ones for the stringers. That one, and this one. Eventually, that one. Down here on the longerons, I've got 2-inch tape. On this, well, it's a stringer as well, I suppose, is 2-inch. And on the keel tube, this one here, I've got 3-inch tape. So I've used all of the different ones. So what I've recently been doing, this section worried me a little bit, where the wing attaches. Let's just back out a little bit. Where the wing attaches, the fabric here, in about that area, pretty much straight under that cabane, doesn't really have anything to attach to, because the wing comes right up to this stringer. And so you've got that much to attach, this much to attach the fabric to the stringer in this location, over that small area right there. So what I've done is I cut the fabric about here somewhere while it was still attached at the bottom, so while it was still a full piece of fabric, and then folded it under and glued it to what amounts to, well, it's really a shelf, I suppose, inside the aeroplane. Yeah, so I've at least got a little bit of overlap, and it was just this area that I was concerned about. I think I've fixed it. It's not a very elegant way of fixing it, but it's fixed. What I did, I glued the bottom as well, not that it needs it. The bottom part of the wing here has plenty of overlap, at least that 2 or 3 inches. So yeah, there's no issue about the bottom, but it didn't matter. I did the bottom the same as the top, where I cut the fabric into, I think, 1-inch strips or 1/2-inch strips in some places. And then folded it under and glued it on. Same with this. That's what these clamps are doing. They're holding the fabric on while the glue goes off. I walked their way to where they are. I glued in this direction, coming along here, and I took the last clamp off and moved it on, and so on and so forth until I worked my way along like a caterpillar. The odd one had to stay for whatever reason while the glue was still going off. But anyway, that was just a little bit of fun, and I guess if you come to the stage where you're covering your aeroplane, you might come up with a totally different method of doing what I've done here. But I know the wing is going to be very, very close to here. The other side is marginally better, but only marginally. It's a few millimetres, maybe a couple of millimetres more, but that's all. Not like 20 millimetres more or anything like that. There's a couple of millimetres more edge to glue to than this one. This one almost virtually has no edge. But anyway, that's done. This is my rendition of what the undercarriage should look like. I think the plans actually called for this peel tube to come on this side of the undercarriage fixture for whatever reason, and I don't remember what the reason was, but it was very good at the time. I decided to put it on top of that. I think it just made things line up a whole lot better. But looking at it now, I think it would have been better if I'd have put it where it was supposed to go. But anyway, you get that. It'll still work, no question about that. Now, down this end of the run, this is a bit of a quagmire of tapes, and it was always going to be that way. The two longeron tapes, the 2-inch ones, obviously had to go around this horizontal stabiliser connection point. It'll continue on. It'll probably have to get amended a little bit here so that it fits around the tail spring, and well, actually it'll get amended right up to here. I'm not going to try and go to the bottom, so I'll work out some sort of an arrangement here. These two other keel tubes, I'll finish probably back about where this one did. This is the lower one. The upper one, this will probably get cut off back up about here somewhere. Yeah, that looks pretty neat, about opposite the horizontal stabiliser wires, where the wires connect. This 3-inch tape, it's going to have to stop somewhere, probably by about the end of the tail spring or something like that. The problem here is working through my, it's basically the oil tank vent tube, this piece of tubing. The oil tank vents a lot of oil vapour, and I don't want it venting underneath the fuselage at the front and blowing back, and well, at least the fabric won't rust, I suppose, but I'd be a lot happier with it venting out right way back here at the back. And if it does that, then I'll be fairly happy. So yeah, I'm moving along. This side's slightly more advanced than the other side. The other side, well, very, very close to being the same, but slightly more advanced on this side. But that's what I've been up to, gluing and fabricking. So I'll maybe bring you back tomorrow afternoon, but I don't think there's going to be much of an advance on what we've got at the moment. But anyway, that's it. Let's do the, get your feet off the ground if you can this weekend. I won't, most likely. But anyway, that's me. You try and do your thing. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll catch up with you later on. Bye now. Well, here it is, Friday afternoon. Not much visual progress from yesterday or the other day when I made the first part of the video. I have got most of the reinforcing tapes and reinforcements on the right-hand side of the fuselage. I've just turned it over this afternoon to the left-hand side and started fitting up some of the reinforcement on this side. So it's pretty good. There's only, I think there's only one reinforcing tape on this side to do. Down the back I've already done pretty much. This piece still has to be cut out, and same as we did on the other side of the fuselage with the clamps. This is just a little bit of patch-up work there. And I've also put a piece of 3-inch tape down the other side of the here of the firewall. So yeah, so it's pretty good. Pretty soon I'll be able to lift it up, cut all this excess fabric off, it's just got to go around the corner a little bit, and that'll be it. Okay, like I said yesterday, try and get your feet off the ground if you can, and whatever you do, enjoy yourself, especially if it's aviation related. We've got the museum here has a flying day tomorrow. Unfortunately, I'll only get to see about half of it. Hopefully there's not much rain and not much wind. Anyway, see you next time. Bye now.